I have been absolutely blown away by how immediately so many supposedly progressive groups and people are jumping on the endorsing Kamala Harris bandwagon without even waiting to see her platform on Gaza, without even trying to attempt to push her for real change, for a ceasefire, to stop all aid to Israel. No demands, no leverage, just completely giving that all away and immediately endorsing without asking for anything. Really? Yesterday, our generation's Adolf Hitler was welcomed to DC with a red carpet and given a standing ovation as he said lie after lie after lie about the genocide that he is actively orchestrating and that the United States is funding. In response to this, people, after for months seeing online on the news a genocide unfolding before our eyes, are understandably furious and took to the streets to protest, as they should, because this is the moment to take action. This is your moment. If it's what would I have done during the Holocaust? Now is how you know what you would have done. However you're acting now towards the Palestinian people and the Palestinian resistance is exactly how you would have acted during the Holocaust during World War II. So of course people are raising hell and fighting and protesting that this war criminal is just welcome in Washington, D.C. and giving speeches to standing ovations of our government applauding, enabling, and funding this genocide. And what is coconut tree meme icon brat Kamala? What's her response to this? Let's read the statement that she just released. Yesterday, at Union Station in Washington, D.C., we saw despicable acts by unpatriotic protesters and dangerous hate-fueled rhetoric. I condemn any individuals associating with the brutal terrorist organization Hamas, which has vowed to annihilate the state of Israel and kill Jews. Pro-Hamas graffiti and rhetoric is abhorrent, and we must not tolerate it in our nation. I condemn the burning of the American flag, the flag that is a symbol of our highest ideals as a nation and represents the promise of America. It should never be desecrated in that way. I support the right to peacefully protest, but let's be clear, anti-Semitism, hate, and violence of any kind have no place in our nation. So let's unpack that. As a Jewish woman, I'm particularly offended by the insinuation that protesting against a genocidal regime is anti-Semitic. First of all, that is saying that to be a Jew means to support Israel, and that is incredibly insulting. That's essentially saying, are you a real Jew? Well, if you don't support the killing and murdering and torturing of civilians and the theft of land and absolutely the most horrible crimes that you can imagine, which Israel is committing as we speak, this very instant, that if you don't support all of these atrocities, then you're a bad Jew. That is anti-Semitism. How dare you group all of us in with those disgusting war criminals? I want nothing to do with them. They are not my community. I do not claim them. So to say that all Jews are supportive of Israel and that to support Israel is to support the Jewish people is disgusting. And that is anti-Semitism. That is anti-Semitic, Kamala Harris. Now, before anyone digs up, oh, you're mixed, your mom is Colombian, it's your dad's side that's Jewish. It only counts if you're Jewish if it's on your mom's side. 4 of my father's grandparents were Ashkenazi Jews from Ukraine who fled due to anti-Semitic persecution and economic circumstances. I was mikfud, so even technically if you want to do the whole, oh, if your Jewish side isn't on your mother's side, then you're not a Jew. If you want to play all that, no, doesn't matter, doesn't work. I grew up going to Hebrew school since I was very little. I grew up very connected to Jewish communities, and I have seen up close the insidious brainwashing that goes into grooming Jewish children into becoming Zionists. And I don't use that word lightly. It is an indoctrination process to take young Jewish children and turn them into supporters of an occupied, genocidal regime. And that is disgusting, and that is what we need to fix within our Jewish communities. That's a tangent I'll get into later, but how dare you equate this genocide on Gaza as something that reflects on all Jews and that protesting it is anti-Semitic. That's disgusting. And to have the audacity to say that the American flag is some positive symbol that stands for great inspirational things. So much terror, so much violence and horror and death has been inflicted upon millions and millions of people all around the world under that flag, in the sake of that flag. The American flag for many represents terror and destruction. That is not a symbol of freedom, that is a symbol of oppression and colonialism. Instead of all these apparently pro-Palestine, pro-liberation organizations and people immediately scramble to support Kamala with no demands, no pushing her to change on anything, we should instead be applying mass pressure for her to switch up on Gaza 100%, because we need a president who is going to stop this genocide. And if she refuses, then I'm sorry, but Kamala Harris does not have my vote. I will vote for Jill Stein. I am in Washington State. That's where I vote. I will cast that vote because I cannot vote for somebody who will continue this genocide. And you can hate on me all you want. You can say, oh, people like you are the reason why Trump's going to win. No. People like the Democratic Party who are running and platforming and continuing to go so hard for genocidal war criminals are the reason why, if we lose, that's going to happen. So please don't abandon your principles. Let's put the pressure on, at least to Kamala Harris, so that she knows that people are not just going to fall in line. We need to demand a permanent ceasefire and a complete end to all U.S. aid in Israel. No exceptions. We cannot abandon the people of Gaza. Palestine is not a trend. It's not a hashtag. These are people's lives. They're dying, and our tax dollars, our government is funding it, is directly responsible. This is the time where you look back and you say, what did I do? What did I do when the Holocaust of the 21st century was happening? What do I do in the face of genocide? Do I just go along with whatever the establishment says I should fall in line with because we're not allowed to dream bigger? We're not allowed to want more for our country, for ourselves? Or do we fight back? Come on, y'all.